Hey, what's up? This is another quick update. Nothing has happened in my life. Okay, well, I guess that's not true. I did finish that one scene that was driving me insane. Ooh, I'm past it. I'm gonna try and finish this. I'm gonna try and write a little bit tonight. Also, I need to finish reading The Toll. My library is gonna take it away from me tomorrow, and I am 6% in. So, I need to read that. Although, I should take this time to talk about something that happened with my library. They switched over to Maine. I guess it's like this bigger library system. And while they did that, this was like 2 months, like a 2-month span. Every library book that I borrowed from them during that span and, sent to my Kindle, they're gone now. But for that whole 2-month period, they were just in my iPad, like I owned them. And it was super weird. I didn't notice that happened until I wanted to buy the Sky Hunter series, that duology, because I love the books so much. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait until my library loan ends, and then I'll buy the 2 books as a set together. And I kept on looking on Amazon. I'm like, it still says I own this book. It still says I own this book. And I'm like, did my loan end? I mean, I rented a lot of, I borrowed a lot of books, okay? So maybe when I got that notice that my loan had ended, it was for another book, and I'm just like, But no, my loan had ended for that book, but Amazon still thought I owned it for like weeks. Probably not that long. But like, it was like a whole week. I was checking it like every day. Like, when's it gonna update that I don't have that book? I want to buy these together. Which I don't know why I was so hell-bent on buying them together, because it was not a discount. And that is when I realized that my library was just giving me books. Here's the weird part, the really weird part. I told myself, like, hey, why don't I make a video on that? That's kind of weird. That's a weird occurrence. And when I went to go check, like, hey, let me, like, take video of me proving that this is what happened. Because there were, like, 15 books in my Kindle that I borrowed from the library and were just mine. When I went to go download them, then all of a sudden, like, oh, your loan has ended. Oh, your loan is... It's like it knew. It knew that I was going to show it. Hey, Kalani. Say hello to Kalani. Go away. So that was a strange occurrence. Editing to Mama here. I just wanted to update everyone and say that The Toll, even though my loan has ended, is still on my iPad, and I am still making Kindle notes, and they're still showing up. So I don't know what's going on. It's all weird. But anyway, now that my library is no longer just giving me books, I have to actually read the book before my loan period is over. So that's what I gotta do tonight. I really pushed this to the edge. I really did. I have no idea why, because I really like the series. It's nuts. If you ever read the Scythe series, it's kind of nuts. When I first started reading it, I was like, why are they doing this to themselves? How do I explain this without being too spoilery? Because it is still kind of a new-ish series. Basically, everyone's immortal. No one dies of natural causes. Well, they die, but they don't call it dying. Eventually, the world is going to be overpopulated, and it's not going to be sustainable. So they have these people called Scythes that, like, kill people. That's their job. They just kill people. And by killing people, they make sure the world doesn't become overpopulated. So I'm like, okay, that's freaking terrifying. I don't know. Here's the deal, okay? Personally, I think that's worse. I mean, like, we know we're not gonna live past 90-ish, most of us don't make it past our 70s, so there is the knowledge that we're not gonna live as long as these people can potentially live. But those people know that they will be murdered. There is no other way to die. It's just murder, and it's random. It can happen at any time, and the people who will kill you are these random people just walking around the streets. They're there. They could do whatever they want, and they could just decide randomly on a whim, hey, your day to die. That's horrific. Personally, I think that they should have people who elect to die, because, you know, eventually I think life would get boring. So, like, why don't you just let people die? You're not allowed to choose to die. You're only allowed to be killed by those people. It's freaking weird. But the weirder thing is that there's these people, they just have babies. Like, that's all they do. They're like, ooh, I have a baby. I love having babies. And then the baby grows up a little bit and they're like, have a new baby. Woo! And like, let the freaking kid get raised by someone else. Like, why is that allowed? Why? Why is that allowed? Who the hell is freaking rejuvenating these ovaries, okay? Why is that allowed? How about you got a set amount of ovary and that's done? That's not actually how ovaries work, I am aware. But you got a set amount of eggs and that's it. Like, who's making more eggs for these people? Who's doing it? Why is this a thing? In the book, alright, they say that people from our age who grew up in a world where, like, you acknowledge that you're gonna die one day, they killed us all. Like, almost all of us. It's very rare. Everyone thought they were too weird. Like, we were too weird to live, and they didn't want us around anymore. So, like, and honestly, I get it. Because these people who were born after, like, who were born into the immortality world, they're weird. Why did I just say that? They are the weird people here. They can't do anything. Like, the computer has done everything for them their entire life that they don't think. It's touched on a lot. It's not subtle that this is the critique that is being made, that by taking all the decisions out of these people's hands and guiding them, they can't think. They're not dumb, but they're kind of living in an illusion. There's a very specific parallel to livestock living in like a matrix type simulation to how people are being brought up under the computer system. And it's obvious as hell to us. And just reading 6% into this third book really brought it home for me, like that point that was being made. Because you need to move again. Especially there's this one character who says something very, very enlightening about how he thinks of the computer. Like, he saw getting up, like standing up and turning on his own light, like hitting the freaking thing like that. He saw that as beneath him. And that's just normal, everyday thought. It's weird. It's pretty good. Come on, E. Come on, you. Alright. You know, I'll hold you. And I feel like the solutions to these problems that this freaking genius computer should be thinking of, it's like, they're so obvious. I know we get into like weird territory if we're talking about who's allowed to keep on having babies and crap, but I feel like there should be a system where, like, blood in, blood out kind of system that's eventually, because that's what their society is heading towards right now. Eventually there will be a point where there's so many people that every baby being born means someone has to die. Like, literally, that is what they're careening headfirst towards, and no one seems to care. This is bad. It is really, really bad. I'm sorry, I really can't get past, like, the millions of people who have babies for fun, and that's just a normal thing. It's like, ooh, I love babies. I love that this baby loves me without thinking anything. Oh, they're 5 years old. Fuck 'em. New baby. Man, this book got me in the feels. Maybe I'm saying controversial shit. Okay, let me do a disclaimer that, like, my baby views do not extend to the real world. Just clarify that. I think I might actually make a review on the Scythe series as a whole, cause there's a lot to talk about. I've also been playing Monster Hunter. I went down that rabbit hole again. Strangely, I am a lot better at Monster Hunter than I was when I stopped playing Monster Hunter. Just magically. It's really weird. See, look at this. Look at this. 15. It says 15 minutes on the clock. This has not been a short update. What was I talking about before? Anyway, say goodbye, Kalani. We're cutting our update short. I need to, what do I need to do? I need to do something. I forgot what I need to do. Say goodbye to the viewers. She's not looking. And I'll see you next week with something.